What is up, YouTube? I'm back here in my field and I'm going to share you all what I kind of do for field work and how I assess what I'm going to work on for the day. And so before you even start any field work, you have to decide kind of what you're going to work on for the majority of the time. And for me, that's typically something that I feel has been inhibiting my game the most on the courses I've been playing recently. So I've been trying out a bunch of new courses recently around my area to work on different, try different throws out pretty much, because instead of playing the same course over and over. And I've realized recently that my forehand needs a lot of work because it is largely inconsistent. And so today I'm going to work on just throwing flat, kind of trying to build a power forehand that I can actually use off of tee shots. Now, I could come out and do field work, and I love ripping flat backhands as far as I can. That's the most comfortable part of my game right there. But, that's not the whole point of field work. Sure, we do want to continue to work on that and get a few reps in while we're doing field work. But the biggest thing is fixing things or working on building new skills that, you realize you now need or need to figure out how to do better. So I'm going to be working on ripping forehands, but first, as always, you need to kind of warm up a bit. My warm-up typically actually is not doing a bunch of I stretch and everything before I even come out to the field, but my warm-up is not as much like moving around your arms and swinging them. I like to start with putters and just do like light throws on how I'm gonna throw, and then I slowly work up to mid-ranges, fairways, and then we start seeing what we really need to work on from there. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that right now. Of course, the day I go to try to work on a forehand, I'm having the cleanest releases of my life. But no, I think there's still a lot I can work on here. So I know what a good forehand's supposed to look like, so I'm actually going to record myself, and I'm not going to really go frame by frame because I know what they're supposed to look like. I've seen enough videos. But I really just don't know what my body is doing in the throw. But I hugely recommend, before you just go out and throw 30 shots on one recording, I actually recommend recording just one throw, immediately watch it, go frame by frame, find one thing that's like, I can tweak that. Let's see what happens when I tweak just that little bit. And then record the very next throw, and then watch it over again. See if you tweaked it. If you didn't, record another throw. And keep doing that over and over until you tweak it and you see, okay, maybe my release was a bit cleaner, or maybe it wasn't, and then you gotta look for something else to tweak. Those little throw by throw aspects, that you can just look at right away. You don't just immediately, muscle memory in a bunch of bad throws and then look at everything. You change thing throw by throw, tweak it until things start clicking a little more. And then you start getting some reps and build the good muscle memory. And so I'm about to go one throw and look at the video. All right, so looking at that shot, it looks like my hips were just a little too far in front of my back a bit in front of my back leg there, and so I wasn't really driving off of it, which kind of messed up the rotation coming through, so I had a bit of off-axis torque there. So I'm gonna work a bit more on keeping my hips further back longer coming through the forehand and see if I can get loaded up a little better. All right, so that throw, I was able to feel a bit more torque and push off that back leg, and it felt I could feel myself kind of push more. So now I'm gonna switch to fairways and extend my reach back just a little bit more, and just like a little bit over and over, and then slowly build a full reach back forehand and see how it flies. Okay, so after looking at those two recordings, I feel like I'm just really on my heels, especially on the walk up. So I'm gonna try to stay more on the balls of my feet for this next throw and see if it gets just a little more power behind it. I still feel like there's more I can load off of the back foot, but my biggest issue I believe right now is that I'm kind of just leading with this like my wrist almost, instead of really tucking in my elbow into my hip. And so one thing I was told, and I've started to realize by watching some tutorial videos here, is that the key to a good, powerful forehand is not as much like treating it like a baseball throw, even though it really is also treating it a lot like when you're swinging a golf club, your inside elbow, so the one that's furthest away from where you're hitting the ball, actually tucks in as you come through. And so you got to feel that tuck. So I'm gonna go for that next. All right, so I really think I found my shot right there. That one went by far the furthest. That's at least 320. My goal today is to get to around 350 on a full sidearm with a distance driver. So now I'm actually gonna rep a few of them until something feels off again, until I stop having that flight. But that one right there was a pretty clean release with the distance I wanted, so we're gonna work on that. All right, so all those felt pretty good, honestly. So I'm gonna throw them all back and aim for precision, aim for the bag. But that's typically what I do when I'm doing field work, is I find something to work on. That was mostly driving the elbow in and focusing on coming off the back foot. That gave a cleaner release and got me to the distance on the angle I wanted to for my throws from then on. And then I just focus on each rep and knock them out. Just build that muscle memory. And now I throw them back and go for more precision, try to land by my bag coming back up the field. It's gonna be a bit of a headwind, so I bet I'm gonna be pretty short, but you know, it's good practice to have to finally go for aiming more for an object. But yeah, that's how I tackle my field work. That's how I kind of go about everything, is I'll pick like one or two things that I start working on, and then once I feel like, you know, I'm starting to make the connection with that, taking it from the mind and then creating it, you know, actually making it happen, then I finally go, okay, now let's throw the rest of the bag and see how it feels each time we do it. And then if I can tell that all my shots are coming through consistent, how it's supposed to, then I feel good, and then I throw them all back, go for precision, continue to think, be really focused, do the same thing, back to the bag, and then I record myself again and find something else to fix. Because if y'all are like me, you know, we're not professionals, there's always something else to fix. I'm starting to get to the point though, you know, where it's mostly gonna be working on shot shaping from now on, more than specific form things. So eventually gonna turn the camera this way and watch the shot more than I'm watching my body. So that's all I got for you all today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you.